Hey, what's up, movie people? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Movie News. We have a lot to cover today. Warner Bros. Just had their presentation. They announced a decent amount. We have Stranger Things news, Bad Boys news, House of the Dragon news, Beef news. We got even more coming up, but make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. It's free to do so, so just do it. But let's get right into the news. Alright, first up in our news, we have Bad Boys 4 news. Eric Dane has actually been cast as the main villain of this movie. And if you don't know who Eric Dane is, he's basically the dad of Nate Jacobs. He's Carl Jacobs in Euphoria. So he's basically kind of the antagonist of that show too. So now he's been cast as the antagonist of Bad Boys 4, which is pretty cool. I've only seen him in Euphoria to my knowledge, and I think he's pretty good in that show as a villainous role because he's actually pretty scary in that show. So I'm hoping that they do a good villain role for him, and I hope Bad Boys 4 ends up being pretty good because Bad Boys for Life was my introduction to Bad Boys, and I think that movie is actually pretty good, pretty great actually. It's a really fun movie. And I think Will Smith's going to come back in it and do some good work in that, so I'm very excited for that. Next up on our news, we have the Duffer Brothers say that the animated Stranger Things spinoff is similar to the Saturday morning cartoons that we grew up loving. And it's going to be made by Flying Bark Productions, who did Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this basically means we're getting a whole new animated Stranger Things spinoff show. And I'm wondering what this show is going to contain, because it is a spin-off, so it's not like a total remake of the actual show. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a spin-off of like maybe other characters in that world, like maybe from the kids' high school, other characters from there, or maybe it could be like some characters like we're exploring the Upside Down even more. I don't know, but the animated feature of this show really does make the possibilities unlimited, because with animation you can do so much. And I feel like the Duffer Brothers are going to be in control of this series. So I'm very excited for what they do with it. But I hope they don't milk Stranger Things too much. But I gotta say, I'm still pretty excited for it. And I think that it could really end up doing well. It just depends what the story is going to be. Also in our news, the Beef creator Lee Sung-jin says he has 3 seasons mapped out in his head for the show Beef. He said, "There are a lot of ideas on my end to keep the show going. Should we be blessed with the season 2, there's a lot more ways for Danny and Amy to continue." And I think he's going to get the season 2 and season 3. This show is basically just rocking the whole world right now. It's trending all the time. It's Netflix #1, I think. I'm almost done with it. I'm on episode 8, and I think this show is just fantastic. This might be one of Netflix's best shows because A24 is behind it. But Lee Sung-jin, he's doing an excellent job with this show, and I don't even know how he thought of it, but it's such a simple concept, but I think it's just great. And I'm even planning on reviewing it, so I'm not going to talk full in depth about it. But I still think that, yeah, you could do multiple seasons of this show. You just have to be like creative like you are with the first season. You got to get things going with it. And I think Steven Yeun and Ali Wong are just excellent leads in this show. They're so great in here. Their acting is just top notch. But I'm very excited for if they do a season 2 and even if they do a season 3. House of the Dragon Season 2 has just begun filming a couple days ago. This has got me really excited because HBO, they know they have a winner with House of the Dragon. It just came out last year, and this show was my favorite show last year, and it was my introduction to Game of Thrones. I still haven't watched Game of Thrones, but I plan to watch it and finish it this year. Probably later on in the summer I'll start it. But House of the Dragon was just an excellent show. The characters were all amazing. The scripts, the cinematography, the set design. Man, oh man, it was awesome. But my only gripe with the show would probably be the leaks, because all the episodes like leaked online beforehand. But if I would have had my YouTube channel going before then, I would have reviewed all these episodes, and I plan to do it for season 2 because that show is just amazing. And I'm happy that they're beginning filming already, because I hate waiting like 3 years for a season. But I think they said it will come out next year, so it will only be like a 1.5 year wait from the first season to the second season, so that's pretty exciting. And I'm pretty sure they might be doing a season 3 also. We're just going to have to wait and see for that. But next up on our news, we had the Marvels had their first teaser trailer. I did do a reaction to that, so check that out. But this trailer looked pretty good. I gotta say, it kind of surprised me because I was not expecting a lot from this movie. But I gotta say, I think it looked pretty good, and I think I'm gonna have a fun time with it because the whole cast is they're just fun people in my opinion. Everything that they're in, they bring all the charisma to it. Happy to see Samuel L. Jackson back as Nick Fury, and Brie Larson is back as Captain Marvel because I think she's an awesome Captain Marvel. I think that the script just didn't help her out in the first one to really bring that across. But I'm really actually excited for this movie now. Marvel's been a little lackluster, but I think Guardians and Secret Invasion are really going to bring people back and bring me back to loving it because I did not really enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp a lot, the Quantumania, but the Marvels looks pretty fun. Now we got some more casting news. Billy Magnussen has been cast in the Disney Plus live-action Lilo and Stitch remake. So Lilo and Stitch, I guess, is getting remade into a live-action movie. I don't know about this. I don't know how you can make this look good or look even like interesting because Disney's live action remakes are all kind of bland for me, except I like Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. But Billy Magnussen, I think he's an incredible actor and he brings a lot of like comedy to his roles that he is in, and I hope that he does a good job in this. But I have no idea who he's playing because I haven't seen Lilo and Stitch for a long time, so I don't really know all the characters too much off my head. I know he's not playing Stitch or Lilo, but I hope he got cast in a good role, and I hope it ends up good for him. But on our final news story of the day, we have some big news, big DC news. We had the full cast of Creature Commandos got announced. I'm gonna announce them right here. I might butcher some of the names because I'm not familiar with some of them, but Frank Grillo was cast as Rick Flag Sr. I'm so happy for Frank Grillo. He's finally getting some love at DC. And I just want to preface this. All these characters in Creature Commandos are animated, but James Gunn said that when they move over to live action, we will see these characters in live action and they will be played by the same people. So that's very exciting how they're going to do it like that. And Maria Balkova as Elena Rostovic. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. I'll put the picture up on the screen, probably in front of my face. But Maria Balkova was cast as this. She was actually in the second Borat movie, and I think she's in Guardians 2 as Cosmo. I think she's just coming out of her shell. She's becoming actually a really good actress. I think she was in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies 2, and I think she's actually pretty good. So I'm happy to see she's getting some love DC. And we got Indira Varma as the bride. I'm not really familiar with her, but I will put a picture of her on the screen. We got some more cast. Zoe Chow as Nina Marzuski. I think that's how you pronounce the character's name. And then we got Alan Turk as Dr. Phosphorus. Alan Turk, I think I know him a little bit. I think I recognize that name, but I can't put a face to it right now. And then we got actually the final one, two of the final ones, as David Harbour as Eric Frankenstein. Wow, David Harbour is going to be cast in a Marvel universe and the DC universe. That's pretty exciting right here. And he ends up just playing the big characters, like the big muscly characters, which is good for him. Dude, that guy is really fit. But David Harbour is basically in 2 of the universes right now, so good for him. And Sean Gunn has been cast as the G.I. Robot, and he's also going to be cast as he's the mole rat in it, and I think the mole rat is in Creature Commandos. I don't know if it's the mole rat, but it's the weird creature that he is. So Sean Gunn will be 2 of them. I'm not sure if the G.I. Robot is like a human in the robot or just the voice, but Sean Gunn will be playing 2 characters in Creature Commandos in that full cast. Just sounds excellent. There's lots of star power there, many standout names in my opinion, so I'm very excited for that. But I hope that show does end up being good. And I just got some breaking news on here. Let's continue with one more story. Warner Brothers' new service is going to be called Max. So they're basically going to change HBO Max to Max, and it will launch May 27th. So they're basically going to make it the same thing except change the name to Max. And some of its details are it's going to have 3 price ranges. With ads, it's going to be $9.99 a month. Ad-free, $15.99 per month. Ultimate ad-free, $19.99 per month. These are just some new details. I don't know what the heck Ultimate ad-free is. Kind of sounds like the same thing as HBO Max, just with a new name, but there are new price ranges for it. So I don't know what to expect from that, but hopefully it ends up good for the streaming service. Alright, we just got some more breaking news. The first trailer for The Penguin has been released. The series is coming out 2024 on Max. As I said, that's what they're going to call it now. Kind of a weird name, but first trailer, it's kind of short, but I'll pull up a little bit of clips on the screen for you. Looks pretty good, but as I said, short, but Colin Farrell just rocks it in that role. We have lots of new stories. A series based on the Conjuring universe is in the works at Max. I can't be more excited for this because Conjuring, they kind of got worse as they went on, so hopefully this one gets a little bit better. So I'm a little excited for this, but you got to get the original cast back for this to make it great, in my opinion. And then we have a new spin-off from The Big Bang Theory is in the works at Max. I'm not sure how to feel about this because Big Bang Theory was just a network sitcom. That's what made it like popular, and it didn't really have all this weekly episode drama around it. But hopefully they can make it work. I don't know who this is going to be based off of. Maybe one person in the group, but I don't know. I'm not really too excited for it. I was not a big fan of Big Bang Theory, but if you are, that's some news for you. And then we have some Game of Thrones news. A Game of Thrones prequel series, A Knight of Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight, is in the works at Max. I know nothing about this because I didn't read any of the books, but more Game of Thrones stuff, more the better in my opinion, because I think it's a fantastic universe that they built with Game of Thrones, and I feel like if they get good people behind the camera and in front of the camera, it's gonna be really good in my opinion. Shazam! Fury of the Gods releases on Max on May 23rd, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit for it if you want to watch it on Max, but if you want to watch it right now, it is on digital. The It prequel, Welcome to Derry, releases on Max in 2024. I'm not sure if Skarsgård is going to return to this because he might have other stuff in the works. But this is basically, I think this is the prequel of how Pennywise became a thing. I think you kind of get information of that in the It book. So they're going to probably look on that for this series and basically expand on that. And then a little bit more news. Rick and Morty, the anime, will release this year on Adult Swim and Max. So any Rick and Morty fans want to watch that. I'm not sure why they're doing an anime now since they already have a good animated show. But I guess that's that for the animated. But I'm not sure. If you're excited for anime, go watch Rick and Morty. But I'm not sure about that. Alright, that's all the news for today and a couple days before. But we got a lot of news from Warner Bros. At their panel. And we just got basic news from the series and stuff like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but like I said, make sure to like it, subscribe to see even more news videos coming up, and we got a Renfield review dropping in a couple days, so stay tuned for that. See you guys next time. Peace out.